Hello, hello, hello. Whoever is out there, I welcome you. I wasn't actually quite sure what I'll be doing today. But then I actually had in the back of my mind, you wanted to set up that kind of commission. So today, do the following. We're drawing Pokemon Trainer card. Why? Because I used to be a huge Pokemon fan. Now, it's more of a sad nostalgia. To be fair. I blame Nintendo for that, I'll be honest. Who wouldn't? I mean, by itself, Pokemon is a great franchise, and I love the concept of a monster catcher. I love me the monster catchers, because gotta catch them all is something I kind of live by. I like collecting little critters, making friends with them. The latter kind of, well, it drew me out of love with the franchise because of decisions. I think I've told the story about my over 20-year-old Pokemon that I've been trading up from generation to generation. And the Switch games kind of stopped that, so that's the reason why I'm not playing any modern Pokemon games anymore. My glasses are incredibly dirty, so I might need to clean them real quick. But yeah, there will be drawing Pokemon cards. I actually already did some sketching because I was asking some friends, some people about their favorite Pokemon with the with the condition that it shouldn't be a legendary. So one person really wanted Rayquaza, but I said nope, no legendaries. That would just be unfair. But to be fair, that guy also has a bit of an ego, but he can also be. So no worries. No one gets a legendary. At least not at the moment. Pseudo legendaries are okay though. So we have a Tyranitar actually in the queue. So wait a second. I have to get the updated version of that one real quick. Completely forgot about that. Didn't quite like the expression in the face, so I might as well. Good tablet. So, I mean, I could also do that during a break, but no one's here, so might as well. Let's see, where did I put that? No. Yes. Oh. Download, maybe. God damn it! Finding stuff on a tablet is sometimes a pain in the butt. Then you're just sitting there like, Why is this so complicated? I don't want... Probably should have sorted my tablet just better. It's a absolute mess in here. Like, there's one folder with all the pictures. All of them. And I'm just scrambling to find the right one. Download folder. Come on. Where are you? Where are you hiding? Can't find it. Which is just wild. Should be here somewhere. Put it in there? Probably not. I'm sorry that it's kind of boring right now, but that'll change. It'll change, I promise. Just need to find that damn document. Because I just have to upload it to my drive and then do the thing and do the stuffs. Always this. Always scrambling for my data. And wondering why I didn't yet switch to something else. Think you should. A little bit. You onto the SD card? Ah. Okay. I think I found the file. I think. Oh, that should be. Send it over. Is that file big? Oh, could be. Actually, ideal. We're loading. We're loading. There we go. Beautiful. So, they were drawing Pokemon trainers. Now we have Tyranitar, Mimikyu, my friend Crozauros within Psyduck. The Psyduck is kind of awesome. Funnily enough, I actually had a bit of a bit more of a watercolor-ish children's book idea for this one. This one, I might actually redraw some stuff. I'm not entirely sure. And I really do like this one, but I have yet to hear back from the person that it is for. Oh well. Guess I'll have to poke her again. So this one's, I already sketched all of it out. The template, I basically just took an actual trainer card and just tried to replicate it as best as I could. Because why the hell not? It's a great way to learn how the vector stuff works in Krita, actually. Just replicate something with vector layers. And to be fair, it looks quite convincing. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be built. I mean, I could just put them a bit closer together so we don't have too many tangents on the edges. Also, might want to change some stuff around the eyes. At least here, I had a bit of a vision, so to speak. So how about we start? Let's see if I can find a good brush for what I had in mind here. So that's probably going to be the hardest part. Finding that kind of brush that I think would look perfect there. Let's see. Still a little bit dense. I'm looking for a bit of a crayon look. So what I might want to look into Hey, DPS main. This is Krita, actually. It's free and open source and absolutely great to art with. I'm currently looking for a good crayon brush in my almost unlimited fundus of... I mean, you can see it. The tags alone are already so many. Maybe I'll just look through all of them just to figure out. Also, welcome to the stream. No kidding, it looks pretty different than what I remember. I can imagine. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know how long you haven't been looking at the program, but Krita is actually incredibly versatile. Like, you can change the workspaces massively if you know what you're doing. Come on, give me a good crayon brush here. Would be kind of nice. That one could be it. Let's see. Not quite what I'm looking for, but pretty close. See if those chalk brushes might be better. This one's too stiff. I need a round one. I think I can work with this one. So the idea is pretty much to make crayon like, nah, not happy. Finding the right brush is sometimes an endeavor. Probably around 2017, 2018 was the last time I saw this program. Yes, it definitely changed a lot since then. Animation actually is a fully implemented feature, which is really cool. But yeah, I do hear every now and then from people how capable it is. Oh boy, you're in for a treat if you're actually trying it out. There is a mobile version, but you can't install plugins in there because Python just doesn't work on a tablet. However, if you're using it on PC, you'll be having lots of fun just with everything the community makes. Like, community in this program is just everything. You can find so many good plugins for it. One of my favorites, for example, is the Blender layer, in which you can pretty much stream your Blender viewport onto Krita. I'd really love to see a bit of an improvement for that by just maybe making it capable to stream a fully rendered viewport into Krita, but I think that would be a bit too difficult to actually pull off. See if that one's any good. I'll make it a lot smaller. Maybe don't put too much pressure on the brush. It should be great. Love to hear that. I personally use OG CSP. Oh boy, I used to do that too. Really like that community aspect from the asset shop, so that's pretty awesome to hear. Yeah, I also used to use Clip Studio Paint, even back when it was still called Manga Studio. But when I switched from Windows to Linux, I kinda had to change my programs, at least most of them. And well, now I'm on Krita and I couldn't be happier. Especially because the active development on the program, and you can vote on features, stuff like that is just awesome. Clip Studio Paint just throws new features at you without any input. They announce subscription fees where I'm just going like, oh, wait, you have. Let alone the whole perpetual license thing, which pretty much just feels like, oh great, you really want to get that money out of us. Oh, fair enough, Linux is a whole thing, but that's pretty awesome. Was thinking to jump ship from Windows 11. Can very much understand that. I actually switched before the whole Windows. Well, okay, Windows 11 was already a pain in the butt back then. Like I switched about 2.5 years ago. I think it was May 2023. When I bought just a whole new PC and started it out with one flavor of Ubuntu. If you're new to Linux, I definitely recommend. Most people probably wouldn't, but I would recommend a flavor of Ubuntu as a start, because you have lots of resources and lots of ways to actually get support. And all the information is already there. Or if you want to go for something a bit more exotic, you can do the same as me and go for what I'm currently rocking, Pika OS, which basically is just a small team of people keeping this OS running and stable. I really like that kind of stuff because you can get support directly from the devs or the people that that do the upkeep pretty quickly within the Discord. But ideally, if you want to try out anything Linux, go ahead, get yourself a USB stick, put any kind of Linux distro onto it, and then give it a try, because you can actually boot from that USB stick and just have a look around without even installing. It's great. Hi. How are you doing? How's it going over there on the tubes? Ah! Trying to do some Pokemon trainer arting. Word, gotta look into sometime soon then. Yes, especially if you are endlessly frustrated with Windows 11. And actually getting Windows applications running on Linux is getting better and better within months, within weeks even. Like that new free affinity thing. You can actually use that, even though they don't have a port for Linux. There is someone out there that can that pretty much made an install script so you can use Affinity Studio on a Linux PC. You might need to do a little bit of tinkering within the OS, but overall, it actually works. Now, the only warning I have to give out, if you actually consider switching from Linux, from Windows to Linux, you need to have the interest to tinker with your OS a little bit. It's something that is somewhat of a recommendation of mine, to at least have the interest to tinker around to fix some problems. Not everything is going to go immediately smooth sailing, but a lot of stuff is working under Linux already. It's mostly the fringe cases where you have to go like, I need to run a few commands. And don't be scared of the terminal. It's just like the one on Windows. You don't have to use it if you don't need to go deep into the OS. I'm still not happy with that brush. I'm a little annoyed. My choice of brush is still not... This one's working? Nah, that one's definitely too smooth. Kinda wanna have a very rough crayon. This one definitely. But I might actually use that one for the coloring. I think that would look really great, but it's not for the line art, at least not. Ah, we got a winner! So I've heard too, as I have a friend who recently switched over from Windows to Linux. Not gonna sit there and say I'm a tech whiz, but always willing to learn and fidget with new things. Oh yeah, I'm also not an expert. I'm not an IT person. I'm just interested in tinkering around with stuff and trying stuff out. So getting into Linux for me was kind of a given. Especially after I saw that, or after I noticed that you really can't customize Windows anymore, which I've used to do a lot. I was a fan of actually installing custom UIs, using rain meters, stuff like that. Because it's kind of fun to have your own little UI just installed. So why shouldn't I just give it a try? On Linux, customizing your UI is actually called rising, which is kind of wild because I don't quite understand where that terminology is coming from. What? Much better. Alright, let's get that side up a little bit of air here. Kind of trying to figure out how to place the lines properly. Because the way the sketch is looking is not exactly how I will put down the lines. The sketch is just a suggestion, so to say. And it's just showing me the form. Nah. More like this. Yeah, that looks much better. Because it also kind of indicates the form of the beard. There we go. And the eyes, the way I drew them there, also look a bit more like he's a bit dizzy. And has a massive headache. He's kind of sympathizing with our Psyduck here. Because, well, Psyducks already suffer from headaches all the time. So we might as well make use of that. Have a little swath of the hair, onto our little Psyduck. Then we'll add some hair here. Might want to. I hope I can actually get the art, the line art here in a way that I'm satisfied, because that's probably one of the hardest things for me, getting this line art right. Getting it in a way that it still works with the style that I have in mind. Even say that this isn't even rough enough. Now, the only thing that you're probably going to miss from Clip Studio Paint is the vector layers. We do have vector layers here, but they don't work the same way they did on Clip Studio. Because here you can't just use any brush to make vector lines. You are kind of you're somewhat restricted to a chisel brush and a round brush, which I find a little sad. I'm not sure how at some point one of people working on Krita actually want to figure out how to do the whole vector line brushes. At least they've been saying so for at least 3 years. I'd love to actually see them implement. Having just our normal brushes for the vector layers, maybe they... The only thing I could see that not working is if they have to completely rewrite the brush engine. And then I can understand why they wouldn't do it. That's the only reason I could understand why they wouldn't do the whole make our brushes vector capable. Because this brush engine was already way too long in the works to begin with. So why should we as users, as a community, force them to completely redo the whole thing? Oh yeah, that Anton is going to look adorable. Hello, Walker. How are you doing? How's your day been? Oh, keep it that. Kind of like that. I hope you're having a good day. Bum. Actually, to be fair, I was a little late today when it comes to doing the whole streaming thing. I started late. I wasn't quite sure what to do today. But overall, I'm actually pretty good. I can't complain. What I might need to do is still getting the Christmas presents. Especially the stuff that's actually, that people actually wished for, I think is going to be extremely difficult at this point. I guess the me Christmas present has knocked a bit too much money out of my bank account. I'm not completely broke, so don't worry about that. I will be able to pay rent and for food. However, my overall budget for Christmas presents is going to kinda tight. But that rig upgrade was definitely necessary. That I'm very certain of. There is still another friend. Let's sweater. And does that still make... Yeah, that definitely still makes sense. Also, I'm still struggling with feet. Feet are just hard to draw. Full stop. And I think... Psyduck. I'd need to get closer to... Got closer. Yeah, now it's more looking like a Psyduck. Da-da-da. There's still an arm that needs to be drawn right. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I kind of wanna set this stuff up as a commission service for Legion, because I thought it would be a nice idea. To be fair, it's a little late to advertise this for... maybe not quite, but it could be kind of late for advertising this for a bit of a Christmas thing. Now the question is, looks kind of weird without the big eyes, right? That leg was looking a little different for a sec. Ah! Get your mind out of the gutter! I don't know what you were thinking, but that is definitely a leg. You lose nothing by advertising now? Well, probably. Of course you were thinking of that. People are too predictable nowadays. Way too predictable. It doesn't quite look right.
Filthy DPSM is baking potatoes.
Thank you very much for the follow. DPS main. Should I call you filthy? What would you rather have? What would you rather be called? Filthy, DPS main? Because I'm not going to go for the full thing. Each other looking in the eye? It looks like it. It kind of looks like it. So I guess... Got our line art. Not quite. Still wanted to add that lip down here. There we go. Now we're complete. Understandable. Most either call me filthy or DPS. Ah, okay. Okay. Then I will adjust accordingly. All right, so let's do the line work. The colors, not the line work. Brain is not braining entirely right. I think I have an idea for the background already. So I definitely want to go for a gradient. The idea is going from a very light blue to white. And then I'll put that into extra group and then take a light purple and a bit of bigger brush. Let's make adorable flowers. Also, the idea for the coloring is going to be... I'm going to color it in slightly over the lines to emulate that picture book crayon look. Kind of like you're looking at a page in a coloring book. Wanna add dodge burn. Can do is add a hairstyle. Satin. Oh, we're having a ad break. Quickly set that up. Those? Already looks pretty nice. Alright, we got an ad break. Afterward. Oh boy! The emojis! We'll turn up the music a little bit. And I'll have some ad break emote spam. Nice! I'll have a few cookies. For the break. To be fair, they are also my last cookies. I need some more cookies. Alrighty, ad break's over. And as if that sentence has summoned something, those who frequent the stream know what happens now. Be gone, bots! I really hate those spam bots. They're so annoying. But hey, it's gone. It is gone. So, let's get back to the background. I'll just put some flowers here and there. Make them look adorable. Could technically also make a trainer card for myself, but it just feels wrong. Doing an example of for a commission with myself as a subject. I mean, I could, because my favorite Pokemon is vastly underrepresented. I absolutely love Banette. Bayonet, for those who speak English. Gotta go, but I hope you have a wonderful stream day. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope you also have a good day too. I hope I'll see you next time. Also, why am I putting those flowers there if you won't be able to see them anyway? Because I can! Because I want to. But technically make a bowl pattern with these and just save it in there. But for that I would have to do a repeating pattern to actually make it look proper. And I'm not in the mood for that. So let's have that group like that. Switch my PC. I'm still not regretting. Good. Never regretty. Especially with all the news stuff that's coming out about Windows, what they've been doing recently. It's getting harder and harder to regret the Switch. It's really getting harder and harder. And that's kind of nice. Alright, I'll probably make a bit of a fill here. So that I can just use the flat layer that I'm going to put just right underneath as a base for the crayon colors. Sadly, I will be having to resort to a dual boot after Xmas. I'm making an offline Windows 10 drive for my animation music software. Either that, or you switch to something that works just as well on Linux. I mean, if I remember correctly, you've been quite a puppet animation kind of guy, so maybe look into doing that in Blender instead. Or do it like me and just use Inochi. Though that might be a bit more difficult. Especially because you also have more or less all the compositor capabilities that you would need in from After Effects also in Blender. And they are a lot more direct. I have 2,000 pounds worth of software, not just anim but music, and after a week of trying with Wine and Lutris, I can't get them to... Okay, that's fair. Did you check out Winboat? Because that would try to run all the thing with a virtualized Windows layer, more or less. Like it's more or less a virtual machine, but only for that specific program that you try to run. I actually have yet to get that all set up. But for what? I don't need it! I managed to change all my workflow into a Linux-friendly way as good as I can. The stuff that I have to use that technically only works on Windows, and I kind of got some tools to make it still work. But they are catered to me. I'm hoping the company's wise over the Steam machine launches and put forward some Linux support. I wouldn't be so sure about it because Linux user base is still at what was the last number I've seen, about 6%. So it's gonna be kind of hard to convince big corporations to actually make a Linux version. But hey, maybe we'll get a Christmas miracle. Maybe we are getting a Christmas miracle and all of a sudden companies go like, hey, the Linux user base is growing. We should maybe make some ports for that. Let alone that there are so many Linux flavors out there with incredibly different dependencies, but technically you only have to cater to the big ones, since most small Linux distros are pretty much based on the big ones, more or less. And overall, they're just two big families. The Ubuntu, no, not the Debians and the Arches. And the Arches are a bit too proud for their own sake. Yeah, but it's rising, yes. And if Steam Machine works out, it'll add to that number. Valve encourages customize, yeah. Well, that's more or less the basis of Linux. Linux is an operating system that you can customize as much as you want. Which is also why I'm using it. I just love customization too much. Hi Realo, how are you doing? How is it going on your end of the screen? Nice to see you again. Nope. There we go. Doing alright. Just reading. Oh, nice. Nice. So you're having a bit of a chill day, I guess. Nope. Currently doing, as you can see, some trainer cards. An example, or as examples, because it's going to be multiple ones. For future VGen commissions. Actually using the lasso tool like this, a little bit tedious, since I have a very textured line brush. It would probably be quite hard to do the whole referencing layer X kind of thing. Oh yeah, what are you reading? Please don't be politics. Got enough of that stuff on the intranets already. To be fair. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. Now I can actually fill that. But I think I want to have that brighter. Yeah, that should be a bit more. Okay, that works. Now we can just use that as a base and add our proper colors on top in the crayon kind of style as we need them. Now, Anton or Psyduck has this somewhat a little bit orangey yellow. As I said, I kind of want to have a bit of a crayony kind of coloring book style. Was first thinking of going for watercolor brush, but I think if I go for a crayon brush, it might actually work much better. I'm reading a Joker fanfic? Joke fanfic for Worm, a superhero series where some people get powers from one of the worst traumas of the— oh, shite. It's taking one of the strongest powers in the series, it's a long explanation, and instead making it about food. Aw, that's an interesting concept. Just want to have a few strokes go over the lines. I want to go completely overboard with it. Just some slight stuff here and there. Have I heard Worm web serial? Ah, I see. We got kindred spirits in the chat. It's very dumb, and I had to read it off the name alone. Ah, I love me dumb stuff, but as long as I don't know the original material, it'll probably go over my head a lot. Just read Worm, easy. It's just about 1.9 million words. Yeah, how about no? I can barely read a document over 3 pages. Can read Worm Alone completely for free. Yeah, it's nice that I can read it for free. There's just one problem. If I read something, I have a hard time actually having remembering stuff that I read. That's why I prefer audiobooks and podcasts. And I think it's an ADHD thing. It might be. Okay, a little bit of brown. We'll have, let's go a bit more blonde for the beard. So I think his beard is a bit more on the blonde side. Go more of the dirty blondes. Still looking good, I would say. Still looking good. Need a bit of a skin color here. And there. Oh, I could go a bit more into the reds. Then we use the same blonde we did on roots. So yeah, I'm not a good reader. The book I'm reading is called Path to Munchies. Ooh, I like the food. I know hoodie would do I want to give him? Let's go for grayish purple. Yeah, I'm actually coloring that in that roughly on purpose. Part of the style, part of the concept. Then some gray socks. I mean, ain't that cute? Right there. Maybe I also want to add some darkish blue. Nah, saturate. Now I'll go somewhat into the oranges to get the shading for the Psyduck. Question is, does it actually look good? Or am I just deluding myself? I will say Worm has one of my favorite power classification systems. Do tell! Tell me the tale of the power classifications! I don't know, man. Maybe if I... do this, so the drawing over the lines doesn't show that much anymore. What do you guys think? Is this good enough? I kind of like it, but I'm not 100% sure. I guess I'll save it and go over to the next one. Ah, that's where their artwork. And this one, I can actually use the whole flagging system by just tagging it with the color that I always use for the line art, so I can just fill it with the thing and the stuff. I think I do want to have this fairly clean outline. Wait a second. Could have used that one. Huh. Also, this one looks a lot more like crayon. Alright, I think I want to go for something from my downloaded ink brushes for the line art. Let's see. Won't dive in too heavily, otherwise I will fill the chat completely, but its system is a mix of a power classification system and threat classification system. Ooh. So it's made to classify how the power works, but primarily how it's used to figure out what type of countermeasures are required and how to combat it. I think I'd have to read it in action. Now, as always, sketch is just a suggestion. It is not how the line art will look like. That's marker. Nah, I'm not a fan of the marker thing. Don't want to get it too rough, so maybe I'll stick with this, with that brush. That's actually a brush. And I think I also want to add a bit of a stabilizer to this. So I can make really nice smooth lines. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Ah, Dire Dogs. Best Mario 64 theme. Not sure, but I think those lines are a bit too thick. I think I want to have much thinner lines here. Where did that calm go? Hey! All of a sudden, the song's just going wild. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Really need a very thin start. You kind of want to start at the spot where you want that point to go. And having that stabilizer is just perfect for it. It's just kind of annoying having to use having to switch from the stabilizer to a different smoothing tool if you need to erase something. So often don't even bother. Ah, come on. Line up here and down there. Ah, I really like the line width right there. It's perfect. There's also levels to it, so let's say Master 2 isn't much of a threat, but Master 8 is considered a threat no normal human should encounter. Depending on the power, not even parahumans. So parahumans are those people that have these powers, I assume? Ah. I'm good, aren't I? So yesterday was my usual table topping day. Finally, after months of a break, because I stretch. Because I usually go and play tabletop RPGs with a group of friends on Wednesdays. But we had a bit of a break because it was summer and way too hot, and then the car of my friend broke that I usually go to the place with. I spontaneously considered just changing the class of my character, because that's kind of possible in Warhammer Fantasy. My character almost died. In the same session as I decide, okay, I want to change the career and the class of my character. First time combat, character almost dead. I was actually my character was hanging on a thread. And only survived because a heal roll of one of my party members actually went through. How bad is almost? Yeah, my character would have died if the heal throw of another party member wouldn't have gone through. To be fair, if I would have died there, I already asked the GM at that spot that if my character does not survive the next this session, if I can just re-roll a new wizard, because my character was a witch. We have a witch hunter in our party as well as a war priest, which is kind of weird. And I wasn't quite sure if I actually wanted to push through with the witch, if I have a witch hunter and a war priest in the team. It's kind of weird, so I thought, okay, let's spend all those precious experience points to switch class to a wizard. Also took me at least half an hour to actually decide on a class to switch to. And I thought, okay, I don't want to waste the magic there, so might as well go for a wizard. As I said, we got into the first or second encounter and my character... Well, let's just say that our DM was rolling so well that it was frustrating and we messed up almost all rolls ourselves. I was so close to saying, hey, don't bother healing, I'm just gonna roll a new wizard. But you know what? I'ma keep that wizard. That wizard woman. Because I have never heard of a metal wizard before. And I think that could be kind of fun. I really want to see what I could do with that whole metal wizardry stuff. I'm really curious. So I am actually might need to look into the whole magic system of Warhammer. I mean, I should anyway because the lore is incredibly interesting. Though I was also tempted to just go full on cultist. Because I really do like the lore of Tzeentch. Like that type of god of change and knowledge, and me often enough playing characters that are mostly curious and extremely hungry for knowledge through gameplay. Because, well, me and reading, as I already said, it does not work out very well. Which can be incredibly annoying. Like, sometimes I really wish I had a brain that could function better when it comes to reading texts. Since I'm a picture person and not a letter person, you can see. It just doesn't work. Also made it very difficult overall to actually properly learn a tabletop system without the DM explaining. I need a DM to explain me everything to me because I'm just not good at keeping an information in text form. Oh wait, no, that's part of the hair. Okay. Zora's domain! But I also kind of want to play at some point, especially because Warhammer lore. I really want to play in an evil party. I have to do something like that. I need to, because it sounds fun, being a cultist or being part of that whole cabal of deities that are just chaos and destruction. Well, okay, not complete destruction. Not all of them are about destruction, but chaos. Mostly chaos. Also, playing an evil party, I only did once. Well, I was actually the nicest character because I don't know how to be evil. At least not on purpose. I make mistakes. I make bad mistakes, but I'm not good at being evil. Poor little Mimikyu is getting muffled because usually the eyes are down there. But it's so cute! Needed to draw it. I had two choices for her trainer picture. And one of them was Mimikyu. And since I am an absolute fan of ghost type Pokemon, I had to choose it. I am a sucker for ghost type Pokemon. I love all of them. Even that little twig ball thingy. I don't know why, but I love it. Just rolling around, being a twiggy ghost. I love that. Alright, we're very close to the next ad break, so get your butts ready to get some food, some drinks, some whatever. Maybe need to go pee. I should probably. Okay, so I'll have a pee break while you do whatever you need to do. Then I'll see you after that. Fresh and happy. Come on, give me the ads. All right, we got ads. I'll be right back. Just need to pee. All right, we're back. We're back. Where did I put my stylus? Kinda sucks that I always put it on a different place. So kinda hard to know where I need to grab. I think I want to do that without the explicit stabilizer. Sometimes weighted smoothness can just be a bit nicer to work with. Kind of tried to draw this one actually a bit more in a Pokemon-esque style, so I hope it's getting close enough. I'm just not 100%. Well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Why am I worrying that much? For no reason at all. I think the line art is going to look great. Yeah, I think I like that. I'll also have that iris peek through the hair. Just the way we used to do back in the day when we learned how to draw manga. So that was somewhat popular, just having features of the face poke through. Do not lose the expression. Still have the hair here. Also, I am kind of tempted to actually add some colored line art, but that's something I can do when we're there. For this one, I actually need the stabilizer and with a pretty high pixel rate. This curve needs to be as smooth as I can get it. Honestly, I wouldn't do hair without stabilizer one way or another. Just so much easier to have that for extremely straight lines. Also kind of considering maybe doing Digimon and their tamers. I asked one friend who is more of a Digimon fan what his favorite Digimon is. I mean, it would be an interesting idea. Not even sure how many people actually draw Digimon. If that fandom is actually covered. Finish that hand. I really don't like to draw line art like that blind. There we go. What a weird idea. I'm gonna message. See if she replies. just to see if something happened. That hand doesn't look ideal. Maybe I can still make it look okay. I mean, hands are already hard as hell. I think hands are probably the most frustrating thing to draw, but once you actually understand how they work, it's not that hard. It says while messing this thumb up. Oh. Now, if I'm just gonna use that sketch here, or that sketch layer better. See if I need to add a few more lines. We have this one, and technically our pinky finger should be there. But I might as well just not draw it, because that just looks bad. That just looks really bad if I put that pinky finger. Speaking is hard. If I put that pinky finger there. I blame the English. Why do you have to call it pinky finger? It's a tongue twister. For us, it's just, for us Germans, it's just the small finger. So much easier. And it makes sense. So why do you have to make language so complicated for us foreigners? Could technically just add a bit of a thicker outline there, but I don't know if that works so well. Yeah, I better not. Also, that line I could actually erase, because I will put the color there without the out. I put the outline in and color it. Yep, I put the outline in and color. I think that would be a better way. Now that damn thumb. I think the fingernail should be around here, so if I go like this, it should look good enough. Hands are still hard. Certainly need a bit more practice. Maybe I should get back to daily gesture studies just for hands to get the practice back in. I don't want to have that tangent. I'll just put that part of the sleeve right here. And I think I want to go back to weighted. Hi, Jesus! Just saw your message. It's okay! It's okay! I mean, I just messaged you. It's fine. I just thought I'd let you know. Because why should I hide this from? You know? I just thought you were incredibly busy because you are more or less permanently on Do Not Disturb. I think it's called in English. Which I can understand considering what kind of stuff you're doing on the internet. You are a busy woman. I have to be careful not to start crying. Oh! And I didn't even start with the coloring! I didn't even start with that. So yeah, I'm kind of doing some. This one's for a friend of my boyfriend. This one, of course, yours because I had to go for Mimikyo. I could not resist. That's for an old friend of mine. I thought this coloring book aesthetic would fit perfectly for a side duck. And I'm having fun doing these, so let's hope that people actually want to have this. I'm only on Do Not Disturb because the notification. Okay, understandable. I actually completely turned off notification sounds on the yellow mode. I don't even know what it's called in German, to be fair. I'm so happy with it. I think I actually want to add an extra layer for this. Extra layer, please. Thank you. Because then it's easier to just erase the stuff that I don't need. Ja, beschäftigt. Right. Or was it abwesend? I think abwesend is the yellow one. Beschäftigt is the red one. Now I actually have to look at the original Mimic reference. Mimikyu. Ah, right, I also have to do the red spots on the cheeks. Rayon. I think I should be able to do that. Not too hard. I'm not talented! Talent is just a pursuit interest. I've had 2 decades of practice, so don't worry about me. I had long enough practice to do this. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself talented, just very skilled. Okay, so putting a line right there. And the wood grain I'll just put on the layer on top, so I'm having a bit of a better time filling in the colors. But thank you. Thank you that you like it. Makes me happy to read. Eco lines. There we go. I can just put in the wood grain. As I see fit. Really not touch the original outline, just to make it look a little bit nicer. I don't know, it would just it feels wrong having the wood grain just touch the outline like that. Not quite sure why though. I'm also trying to get the wood grain looking as woody as possible. Also really happy to have you hop by. To watch me do my stuffs. It's a little bit annoying that I can't rate people like well, my Namensvetter in Coach, because I'm streaming in English. It just doesn't make sense for me to rate a German streamer. Oh, I would love to. Also, I'm working. Yeah, hands, the weak spot for every artist. I also have a little bit planned for Kocho, because my dad actually got a stitching machine, and I'm working on a stitching pattern for a patch, which I might wanna post as soon as I got something that's actually looking good. Yes! Would be kind of cool to maybe get that business going. I mean, it would be merch made by community. I definitely have the hopes that if I do patches like that I could maybe supply a lot of people with really cool things. I'm really happy that I can practice my English right now. Awesome! Awesome! I don't know, I've always been kind of good with languages. Apart from German. Ich hatte Deutsch eine 4. Immer. I always had bad to mid-ish grades in German class. Can't even tell you why. That's the weird thing. Like every time I got a test back in German or an essay, Was just looking at the thing like it was hieroglyphs because I only saw the grade, but didn't even know what the teacher was telling me what's wrong. Same, but my problem is that I can never find the right words in English, but I understand everything. I mean, that's good enough. Now, English usually was always one of my best grades, apart from, of course, art. And after I finished school and job college for graphics design, I just hung out a lot in English chat rooms. Like, the internet is my home, more or less. I don't know anything else but internet. Okay. Let's see. I mean, I don't even have to be super careful because look at this finger. Isn't that thumb immaculate? I think when it comes to best grade, it's mine. Was music. Perfect. Still trying to learn Dutch from my wife, but after 4 years I can understand her family speaking. I actually tried to learn Dutch. Ik praat een beetje, maar only a few words. It's really just minimum. Also kind of want to add a few more lines up here on the hair strand. Alright, that should at least be it in the line art department. I think that should be good. Now the nice thing, because I'm using these color labels on the layers, I can just go ahead, make another layer, turn on my filling tool and use this thing. It's awesome! Translates like Yoda speak. I can do the basic order, food, the basics, order food and general greetings and age. But I speak with a lot of idioms and slang that just don't translate at all. The funky thing is, thanks to me being German, I can understand Dutch pretty good. But some things still confuse me. I used to go to the Netherlands quite often, like once a year. I think I have to get back into that habit because I kind of miss it. I really do miss going back to the Netherlands, and especially the person I was visiting there. Once a year is just not good enough. But actually translating, yeah, nah. I'm not good at that. Alright, so, what I like to do when it comes to colors, especially when I'm going a bit more detailed, is I'm just doing one layer with just one color. Up. Just marking the rest if it lets me. Here. It. Color it in and see that there are a few. I see what you did there. Good old wrong layers. Oh well, then the rest I'll be doing with the lasso tool. And then I'll just color it in. There we go. Also, there's something not filled in there. Eh? More lasso tool. Let's go. I feel like a cowgirl right there, using the lasso that many times. Aha! Oh my god, that was a really bad joke. There we go. Now everything's at least on one flat layer, so I can just use that as a base. Go on top. Welcome back, Realo. Have to go now. Aww. But thanks for stopping by, Jezzards. Thank you very much. Like, I was reading the official translation for One Piece since I haven't read it, and now I'm mad at a character I won't say because of minor spoilers. Okay, okay. Last time or the last thing I've read when it comes to One Piece, I was at Water 7, I think. I actually need some reference. I think that's a lightly red ground there. So yeah, if I would want to catch up, it would take a long time. It would take a long time for me to actually catch up when it comes to One Piece. I mean, we're at issue number 40 at this point? Probably even further? I wouldn't even manage to catch up at all. Alright, now for Mimikyu, we want a slightly orangey, a little bit desaturated kind of yellow. You want to catch up, I recommend reading. Oh, duh. Yeah, I think that yellow should be good. Add a few row pixels so we can... so that the line art is also getting a little bit of color. That looks about right. Then the tips there are black indeed. I might want to go for a bit of a light-ish black so I can add some shading. Here's my palette. Is that you has... Or I go a little bit into the blues. Let's see how that... Eh? Oh! Because it's doing that. Okay. I'm being serious. While the anime doesn't have much filler episodes, only 100 out of the over 1,100 non-filler episodes, it has bad pacing at times. Do not catch up to the manga. To not catch up to the manga. To be fair, most, and that I know for a fact, because I used to read the manga religiously, just like I religiously was watching the dinosaurs as a child. that I know for a fact most filler episodes are basically just the little stories Oda was making in between chapters, like those pages that you usually put in to separate the chapters. That's usually the filler episodes, and I kind of like that way of doing it, to be honest. I think I want to stick to one layer setup. So I could technically just go for refer to all layers for this one. Filler episodes are non-canon episodes that the anime make to fill out. Yeah, of course, but most stories are taken from what's it called in English? The chapter separators. Which I actually really like. Let's go for this. Skin tone. Now, this is probably going to be a bit more difficult, so I'll just add some little dots of hashed. I want stuff to be separated, and then it should work a little bit better. It's not perfect. I still have to touch up a few parts. Those little spots that just didn't get filled here. But it still works. And up here. But yeah, I was more speaking specifically One Piece. I was specifically speaking about the One Piece fillers because I can still remember that quite a few of those episodes were actually taken from those separation pages that actually had their own storylines partially. Oh. Looks like some stuff didn't get filled in right. English is a tongue twister right now for me. I don't know why. Just the English language as a whole. For example, the way Buggy the Clown got his limbs back, so to speak, like his arms and his legs. That was part of those separators. Oh, before I go, can I ask for something about my eyes? Yes. Tell me, Jessels. What do you want me to do? What did I do wrong? Peaks of the Mimicure, a bit more on the orangey side, so I think I want to go for this one. Could the color be something like my real eye color? Oh, sure! I think I can do that. Should be easy enough. Like blue on the outside and brownish green on the inside. Should be easy enough. No worries. Come on. I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job by making you happy. Making the people happy that want artwork. That would like to have some artwork. That's what I consider my job. Just not getting paid enough yet. Oh, wait. I think I need to use the selection tool real quick. Kind of brownish green in the center, and then on the outside there's a really nice blue ring. They're really pretty. Really pretty egg. As I said, Jezzles, you have pretty eyes. Or at least one pretty eye. I didn't see the other one. And a reddish brown for the hair. I think I should go a bit more brown than red. Very slight. That should be ideal. Okay, then you have pretty eyes. Definitely need a different brush stuff here. Because I'm really not in the mood for to look for gaps. Okay. Now you really have to go. Have a nice evening. I hope I'll see you soon. And I'll definitely post your card when I'm done. I promise. That's actually pretty handy that I already went for blue as the color underneath. Now for this, I kind of want to go... By the way, did you see what I said about the buggy adventure? The filler would be more Dragon's Dream arc instead of that because of that reason. I guess. It wasn't filler, that was part of the cover stories in the manga, which stopped being animated after the second... Ah, okay. Okay, I guess I get it. Though I would call those filler arcs as well. Because it's just a little bit of a silly that Oda threw out to maybe have a bit of stuff be explained, or just silly ideas he had about the characters while you won't see them. Okay, so thinking about maybe using a darker brown right there for the eyebrows. Everything that's covered by hair is just going to be a bit darker. And I feel like I actually want to use the opposite. When it comes to covering eyes, just maybe a little less opacity. There's like 20 different cover stories, and their purpose is to sort of just show what characters are doing off screen. Like, for example, I think the cover story going on where you're at where you're at is the inner cover story where he's on the moon. Could be. To be fair, I'd have to dig out my old mangas from the basement. That would just would be too much effort. Yeah, I think that's gonna look great. I'll actually make an extra layer just for the eye color. The inner eye, we have a bit of a brown green. I can replicate it without having to color pick. Kind of difficult, to be honest. Oh, wait! I think I have a way to do that. Oh, let me see. Pools? No. Edit? Sample screen color. I think I can actually do that. So it's going a little bit into the greens. I think I want to turn it a little bit brighter. Ideally with full opacity. Brighter! Put on an extra layer, yes. Alright, we got an ad break. Do yourself a favor, have a stretch. I will have one as well. And I'll see you in 3 minutes. Almost back. All right, that break's over. I really want to go a lot brighter with that eye color. I'll go a bit more into the yellows. I can have a nice mix because I kind of want to have a somewhat similar value here. Yeah, I think that works better. It's crazy, Miss Golden Week's power isn't devil fruit related. Actually, I love her power. Being able to do that is just Miss Golden Week is kind of funky. One of my OCs, well, okay, my very first OC actually used to be a One Piece fan character. I gotta admit, I was one of those weirdos. And that's mostly because I had a huge crush on Zoro. I don't know, I just love the guy. He's so driven. He wants to be the best swordsman in the world. And he doesn't give up even if he almost bleeds out. Okay, now that we have that. Wait, I think I do wanna use my smudge brush. Carefully smudge the outsides. And then I'll go for shades. I can still figure out what to do with the background later. Maybe I'll just stick to a simple gradient. I don't know yet. But what I want to do is figure out a nice color for the shading layer. So we're gonna use, for now, multiply layer. Fill it completely. Flip it onto the rest. Then I'll figure out where I put the light. And what kind of lighting we're gonna go for? That's probably the harder thing. I mean, I could go for simple cell shape. Like that. Somewhat soft-ish cell shading to here. Oh, I think I got something. I think I got an idea how to shade it. I'll go for something soft, but simple. If I wanted to, I could technically also add a gradient map to make the colors look a bit more fitting to the background. If I actually go for some kind of complicated or some kind of elaborate background. I'll try to keep it somewhat simple. Just like simple backgrounds. Actually also still have to upload that speed paint of a contest entry I did for an V-Rising art contest. I actually still have to edit that thing. Editing is such a chore. Just no fun. I think I wanna go for... how do I wanna shape that? Maybe I'll do it when I get there. Yes. Just kind of interesting how also the animation of One Piece has evolved over the decades the show is running at this point, or the anime is running at this point. Because I've seen clips here and there every now and then, and it looks so different partially what I thought was really cool in the anime. As I said, I only have seen clips here and there. And when they were on that, I don't know, it looked like feudal Japan. So I guess it was a feudal Japan island kind of thing. When they were there, the line art really looked like they were doing it with brushes. Like it had this beautiful traditionally Japanese brush line art style. It was still digital, but it looked a little bit like these brushes. And I kind of love having the variation in style every now and then. Gives it a little bit of pizzazz. That's just really like that. And it also makes the whole thing a little less stagnant when it comes to style. Alright, have some. You need to be careful because the light is kind of blocked from that sleeve, so I have to keep that in mind. So have a little bit of a cast shadow from up there. Have a little bit of shade here. That's coming over. And I'll just smooth it out down here. Still not quite sure how to do the face there. But I'll figure something out. So I'm kind of trying to keep the texture here in mind. Have some light there. Shading that hand is going to be somewhat odd. I think that looks good enough. I'll need to this. That eraser instead. Oh! Oh! Okay, that's interesting. Well, it's a little bit annoying to work like that because I have to push a button on my stylus to actually keep that eraser active. I'll be fine. I just have to change the way I hold my stylus a little bit. What's that for? Because it sounds familiar, but I can't really put my finger. Very carefully. That part of the finger, because there's almost no light actually coming there. Also have some light coming onto that sleeve. Still a bit of a shadow from that sleeve here. Now the light is gonna get more and more scarce the further down we get. Need to get in lighter and lighter brush strokes. And since we already have a bit of a text box down there, do I even need to light the pants at this point? Probably not. Now, if anything, we at best have a little bit of light here on those tips. I do want to have that connect. It's a little bit there. I'll try to have smooth of a transition right there. Use a little bit of my airbrush. Because that down here, that border is a bit too... There, let's smooth that out. There. Now for the fun part! Face. Getting a good smooth shading on a face like this probably going to be a bit more difficult. Because I tend to overthink my shading a bit. Maybe I do want to use... Wait, better idea. Reference all. This here. I'll just try to select all parts of the face right there. So I'll have an easier way of shading or lighting, technically. And it looks like there's a little bit of an offset to the right. I can work with that. Almost sounded familiar. Still waiting for a really good Sonic Chaos remix. Used to play that a lot as a child. Now I think I want to deselect the neck for the simple reason that I can then have a bit of a sharper edge here. So let's do this. So underneath the chin, just deselect the neck. I'll turn my shading layer back on. Now I just have to erase what I need to erase. And don't need to worry about the hair or the mimicue. Getting the cheeks right from a lighting perspective could be a bit difficult because I put the dimple a bit further up. I could do this. It'll be fine. Mm. Weird thing is, or the annoying thing is, partially, that I'm thinking a lot more in realism when it comes to lighting stuff like this. Well, I should technically keep it simple. Let's just light almost the whole there. I really need a very soft brush here. The softer I can get it, the better. Problem is, if I erase too much, it looks like she's having a weird cheek. If I erase too little, it just looks wrong. I hope that I can find a really nice sweet spot with the help of my airbrush there. Keep that in shadow and a little bit darker too, so you can still somewhat see the planes of the face. I'll add a little bit of shade here and a bit over there to find the nose better. Then I'll just introduce some cast shadows from the hair strands. Yeah, I think that works. I think I can work. Might wanna add a bit. Because the chin, especially down here, barely gets any light. Especially when we're looking from, when we're doing the shadows from above, which pretty much is somewhat the thing I was thinking there. This looks old. A little bit blur. Have a little bit more here. Yeah, I think the shadow here. Yeah, that actually works. Now, I wanted to color in the line art. So that's what we're doing now. And since I kind of want to make it non-destructive, just adding a clipping layer within a group. I'll pick that. Get a little darker. Just to have a soft-ish. Line art. Especially there where the light hits already, we kind of want to have the line art be a bit lighter than the usual black. And really only on the parts where we have some light going on. Here. And I might want to add some brown just here. And there. Little bit of very soft. Kind of see the edge there. Then I'll go back to coloring in the fine art. Now stick that. And I did not forget that chord. I'll add it as soon as we're done with shading. I'll make that a little bit darker. You can still kind of see those lines there. This is gonna be a bit of a hard part, a bit of a tricky part because I have to careful about the Mimikyu eyes. Well, the drawn on eyes anyway. Those lines a little bit softer. I love the way it looks. And I think for this, especially for the eyes here, I kind of want to add a bit of a highlight here. See how far I can go without it looking weird. Ah! Yep! Definitely like that. Why does that not sound like Super Meat Boy. It's probably the sound font. Ah! And now I'll add some highlights. Wait, no. I wanted to add the chord, right? Should be simple enough. We'll just add a gray chord. And just add as a layer style the outline. That one's a little bit too thick. I think a few pixels should already do the trick. Then I'll just, oops. There. It already help if I just pick that color, go a little bit lighter. Just use blending tools. There. I think I want to have the outlines a bit lighter. Oh, wrong one. Hairstyle. We go for a Does it stick out too much? Come on. There we go. Now it worked. Highlights. I need highlights, so we're going for color dodge. I love the way this looks. My ears are happy. Might wanna turn down the opacity of my multiplier, so it's not too dark. But overall, I really love it. Hold up. Hold up! I have a spot where I might wanna lighten up the fade a little bit. Just that corner, a little bit. Maybe add a bit right there so the shoulder actually looks somewhat down. Really just the last little pieces to make things look almost 3D, but not quite. Then we'll also add a bit of a highlight. On top of fine art. Green? Oh, we got ads. Time for the break. A lie, I start getting quite tired. I'm getting. Yep. The tired is setting in. But I at least want to finish this one. This one I shall finish, and then my day is done. Maybe I'll just settle for a simple texture in the background. I think a simple texture should be. Also got some black tea around here, so I might as well just to get my brain a little bit more awake. Alrighty. Let's break over. Let's go. Last little bits. Let's just go for... Then I'll use my punch tool. Smudge away. I think I don't even need to add some kind of gradient map. It already looks pretty nice, but I still need a background. So... okay, that's the layer that we're looking for. I actually need a layer on top of this one. Let's see what we got here in the textures, but I don't think that I'll use one of those Krita textures. Maybe I will? I want to turn down the scale a lot. Then add another layer. Make it a gradient. And well, let's use one of those. Maybe something that's nicely contrasting against the character herself, so probably a few more cool tones. And I need to add a transparency. Just so I can cut off the bottom here. Ah! Perfect! Perfect! Lovely. Still want to see what it would look like with a gradient. That one. I'm somewhat curious. Add filter mask. I think it was under not under colors. Map is the right. I think I can somewhere change, not with a filter mask, maybe with a filter layer. Let's try a filter layer. Because I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Then we can technically... overlay. Very subtle, but it kind of pulls the whole thing together. So if I'm... I can't decide. Do I want to keep that gradient map or do I not? I mean, as I said, the gradient map is kind of pulling the whole thing together. But with it, it's kind of nice and vibrant. Ah, decisions. Why do I have to make it so complicated for myself? Burn would make it a bit more... If I keep it subtle, I can barely see it, but it's still there. I think I like it. I think I like it like that. I'll stick to that. Still need to add an effect, but hey! Got 2 trainer cards done. Still like that coloring book kind of feel. Love that. But this one looks super polished. Love it. Alright. I think I'm done for today. And hope I'll see you next week. I still have to figure out what days I will be streaming, because I definitely have to do some stuff outside of the internet. But the plan is Monday and Thursday. I have a bit of a thing to do on Tuesday. So I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a follow, leave whatever. Leave a comment. I don't know. And I hope I see you next stream. Until then. Bye bye. Bye bye.